Well, hello, welcome again to a reading through of the Homeric Hymn to Apollo, and I got up to line 153. Now, in the previous section, the poet introduces some third person who's never named, who is simply said that if anyone were to see all of the Delians together enjoying the festival, then they would be very impressed and they would think that they were eternal and undying. And it's that same person who's mentioned here as the subject of the verb idoito in the octative. So, for he would see Karin Pantone, the joy or the grace of all of them, and terpsito, another middle, he would make glad his thumos, his heart, looking upon the men and the well or beautifully girdled women, from Kali and Zonos, Eros, and the swift ships and the many possessions of them. So, and their many possessions. Pros de todi megathauma. Now the pros here is adverbial. You get this in Homer as well. It doesn't take a case or anything here. It just means in addition. So, and as well as that, understand there is this megathauma, this great source of amazement, this great amazing thing. Ho'u, now this is again a personal adjective in the genitive. It's hot with neuter going with kleos. So it's the glory of which. So a little bit of hyperbaton here. So whose glory never will perish, future from Olumi. And that great thauma it consists of the Kurai, the Delian daughters, or the Delian maidens, I should say, Delian maidens, the servants, the Therapnai of the far shooter. This, of course, being Apollo. High to Epe, and they then, or sorry, they, yes, they, well, I think then, now we've got a men and there's a balancing deck here. So they, when at first they will sing hymns to Apollo, and then moreover afterwards is the sense of it here, understand they will sing a hymn to Leto and to Artemis, who pours forth her arrows, and they will do so Menesaminai, making mention of, or calling to mind, making mention of men from of old and of women. In other words, making mention of the ancient heroes. Making mention, they will sing a hymn. Well, I think we'll take the first bit first, as I did. So, making mention of men of old and of women, they sing a hymn, and Thelgusi, they charm the Fula, and alpha is elided here, the tribes of men. Panton and Thropo and Faunus kai Krembaliastun Mimest Isasi. Now this Isasi is from Oida, so they know. This word here is much debated and of uncertain meaning. It only occurs here. It may have the sense of clattering speech, in that the choir sings in mimic of various languages and dialects of the people who visit. Alternatively, some have connected it with a musical instrument a bit like our castanets, and so this may refer to the sound of the castanet. So I'm going to translate it as they know. Now this is an infinitive here. The alpha iota is elided, which happens in Homer fairly commonly, so they know how to mimic the voices, literally, or perhaps the speech almost, of all men, and the, well, however we want to translate this one, either the clattering speech or perhaps you could say the rhythm of men, and each one themselves, so that means each person who hears it understood would say with the ken thengestai, that they themselves were speaking. So in other words, these choirs are singing in all these various languages, and that each person who heard it understood would say that they themselves were speaking. Again, that's an infinitive with the alpha iota elided from thengamai. Huto sphin, for thus the beautiful song sun araren. This is from, the root here is from ararisco, to fit together. So and take it with Calais, beautifully fitted together. So the beautiful song is fitted together, spin for spisi, I think by them. In other words, something like, so well constructed is their lovely song. Kai ageth hikaloi, this is from the verb hilakoi. This is from the verb hilako, to be gracious, and this is an optative of wish. So, but come, and it's second person plural from ago, may Apollo show favour along with Artemis. Farewell, Kairete, all you ladies, and remember me met opiste, in the time to come, so hereafter. Hopoti, whenever any of men upon the earth, whenever any of men upon the earth, Elthone, so when some person having come here, an aratai, subjunctive from an iramai, to ask. So when any strange, the tis, sorry, goes with the xenos teleperios. So whenever any much suffering stranger from among men who walk upon the land, having come here, might ask, and this is what they're going to ask. They will say, O Kurai, O maidens, who, tis ane, so which man, now the who mean is probably something like, it's literally for you, so in your opinion. Humin is an Aeolic form of humin without the double mu here, or could be simply lengthened for the sake of meter. So which man, in your opinion, poletai, poleomai is to go about or to roam or to visit, so perhaps a visit. So which man, in your opinion, visits here as the best of singers, and it's a question, and you receive joy most of all, to whom, to which man do you enjoy most of all? In whom perhaps do you most delight, might be better there for that. In whom do you most delight? Humes do you mala passai, hypocrinas the afhamion. So the TO here is for tinny, I think, in Homeric dialect. This next line, there's some problems here with this part here. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Now, other manuscripts read hypokrinas thai and then aphemos, meaning to answer with one voice in unison. If you have a look at the OCT text, you'll see in the Apparatus Criticus there are variant readings, and you can have a look at the commentaries. So I think I'll read, for this section here, I'm going to take the alpha and put an iota in, and then read aphemos. So, but you, all of you, very well answer with one voice in unison. It is the Tuflos Aner, the blind man. He dwells in rocky chaos. Now this, of course, is a reference to Homer. So the blind man, he dwells in rocky chaos. So it's as though the author here is claiming that this is Homeric. Of whom all his songs are or remain the best, or are the best, met opis then hereafter. Humeister humeteron kleos oisemen hoson ep ion anthropon strephumes the poles eu nai etta osas. But we will carry, future from Pharaoh, your glory. This is neuter. We will carry your glory. Now, hoson ep ion, I think it's something like as far as we can on land, and as far as we can on land, estrefomesta, something like we will turn here and there, so we will travel about the well-inhabited cities of men. This is the only place where this verb takes a direct object. So I'll just do that bit again. So we will carry your glory. It's to as far as on land as we travel about the well-founded cities of men. Hoi depi de peisontai, and they, the epi goes with the peisontai, they then will be persuaded. I think this is a future, it looks like a future middle, and patho in the middle can mean to obey, but I think here epi patho in the middle here is they will be persuaded. Epe, since also it is true. Auta egon ulexo, so but I will not cease, and we've got a participle here, hymning, singing hymns, for far shooting Apollo, the one with the silver bow, whom beautiful-haired Leto bore. Now that is the end of this section, and this in fact is the end of the so-called first movement of the poem.